This is On the Sidelines with Box 13.
This is the On the Sidelines podcast, a little bonus episode coming at you. I'm your host, Ethan McReynolds, here with Alyssa Charlston-Smith, Fox 13 Sports Anchor, kind enough to join me for this exciting week in Seattle sports. Does it get better than this?
Dude, I don't think so.
The Seahawks with a win over the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. They're 3-1. Ginormous win in the division after losing in week 1 to the Niners. And then the Mariners clinched their first division in 24 years.
That part.
Retweet. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't. That's not even within my memory. The Mariners division title. What does it mean to you having grown up here?
Is that you calling me a little bit old?
No, that's not what I said.
I'm kidding.
Run back the tape. That's not what I said.
That's not what you said. What does it mean to you? No, I absolutely remember that 01 year and even 2000. Right?
Yeah.
It's so much fun to watch that team. I had Mike Cameron, the poster on my wall, like the wallpaper back then, even though Ichiro was the star. But like that was really the last time. Really the last time that I remember my brother crying on the radio, wow. You know, to the sound of the radio when they ended up losing. But to have them bring it back and the way they've done it is insane. I mean, we were talking about this before, but like the pressure is off. How wonderful is that? Like you're usually waiting to the last game, 2 games, 3 games to either most likely get your heart broken.
Right.
Just based on statistics.
Ready to get hurt again.
Ready to get hurt again. Or get crazy excited. And I can't remember if there's ever been a situation where they've clinched something new 3 straight days. I mean, it's insane. Obviously, the wild card, at least, you know, a playoff spot,
berth,
AL West division, and then yesterday, the number 2 seed, at least, you know, a first round bye before they even really started playing.
Before the final season or final series of the year.
Crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, this has never happened. And what a more deserving, is there a more deserving fan base? I mean, for this to happen to? Mariner fans, just in general, have just been waiting so long in agony. It's just, man, pure joy.
And it's really cool to see the team actually come together on both sides. Like, I know we're still kind of waiting for the pitching to be as crazy as it was last year. Maybe it won't get to that point, but you get good news on Brian Wu. You know, for the most part, he's didn't make his start, but he will get some extra rest now. The batting, I mean, that lineup is scary. And we're talking about that being the strength of this team over the pitching by the home run. I mean, the second game when they won 9-2 over the Rockies, that first inning after they had clinched a playoff spot, I was losing my mind because it was Julio, and then I think it was Julio.
It was Cal and then Julio.
First. Yeah. Right.
I mean, and that was the Cal moonshot to the second deck.
438
feet. One of 10 guys to ever hit a ball up there, or 8 guys to ever hit a ball up there at T-Mobile Park.
Yep.
He does it in the game to clinch the division. Like, are you kidding me?
And then he has another one later.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And then Jorge Polanco, obviously, in that one inning, right? Like 1, 2, 3. Did Cal have 2 homers in that game?
He did. He hit his second one for 60. Yeah, that night.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, a perfect night for Seattle baseball. And I think, you know, you talk about the home run ball, but you know, the thing with the Mariners offense, you're seeing them do it in multiple ways. Like Polo had a double in 7 straight games.
Yeah. Home runs and doubles. This team is so
good. Just the extra base hits. Like, you know, there's so many ways this offense can beat you, I feel like. And you know, you have the speed element with Julio, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Josh Naylor and Cal Raleigh.
Demon.
And Randy Arozarena's been slumping a little bit, but he's a demon on the bases. Victor Robles can get you a bag.
And during the playoffs, like Randy Arozarena is historic in the playoffs.
In October, exactly. That's a really good point. And in October specifically, getting extra bases via stolen bases or legging out a double, that speed element is so crucial.
Good point.
Because it's those little things that are going to provide such a big edge in October. You know, you play a season of 162 games, a bag here or there in the regular season, not nearly as consequential as something in the postseason where it's like, man, it's like one game. We need to win this or we go home.
Yeah.
You know, over 162 game season, it's pretty crazy that it comes down to that.
Yeah.
And those little edges, I feel like for the Mariners, they have what it takes in the margins to really beat any team out there right now.
Yeah, and they've been that team too. It's not like they're just going to start trying to be a team that steals bags and gains more.
They don't need to be something they're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like this is going to be. Hopefully they continue to carry it through. But like, I just think that they've developed these habits and these routines so much, especially winning 16 of 17. Right.
Yeah.
16 of 17 games, so hard to do. There's actually a great stat from Opta. on Twitter.
Oh, yeah,
X.
I saw this one too, yeah.
Yeah, the Mariners and Seahawks are combined 20-2 over the past 20 days. It's the first time ever an MLB team and an NFL team from the same metro area combined to win 20-plus games in 20 days, with each team contributing multiple wins. I mean, obviously the Mariners contributing a lot more wins than the Seahawks, but the Seahawks crushed. I mean, that's the other thing, too. It's like they're coming off crushing the New Orleans Saints at home, too, which was even sweeter because it's like this team
they haven't been good
losing.
They haven't been good at home.
Yeah, the home field advantage has been nil. They had lost 7 of 8 heading into that game. So it's like that 2 games for the Seahawks in the span of 5 days, and the Mariners take 3. They really took the cake on 3 days, 3 straight days. Even last night, Thursday Night Football, I think the Mariners still kind of took it a little bit because they got that 2 seed.
Well, and everyone was tuning in for Cal Raleigh's at-bats. I mean, he's chasing history. He can break Aaron Judge's American League home run record.
The real record, the non-steroid record.
Yes, exactly. Well, and the craziest part about Cal Raleigh getting to 60 is you look at all the guys on the list that have hit 60 home runs in the history of baseball. Every single one of them, except for Aaron Judge, we know was roided out of their minds. I mean, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth was playing against plumbers.
Yeah,
like, we don't know.
And the pitching is true.
Yeah,
the pitching is so different.
Like, and he's a catcher.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's the
you
only...
have to say it. You hear it all the time. You have to say it. He's a catcher. He gets. The other day he gets plucked in the neck with a foul ball. Comes back the next inning and hits a bomb.
Yep.
Aaron Judge is not doing that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
and he has nowhere near the same amount of games. Like in terms of just being tired. I mean, I consider it like Cal Raleigh is in a squat for half of his life. Literally, like a deep squat for half of his life.
What is it? You spend the majority of your life at work.
Yeah.
Without your family. Cal Raleigh spends more time squatting than he does with his family.
than he does with his family.
That's my MVP.
That's my MVP. That's our MVP.
But I want to talk about the MVP race because it is really interesting. Yeah. It completely makes sense for Mariner fans to just have this thing being over. I personally don't think it's over just because I look over at Aaron Judge's stats. What he's doing is truly remarkable, and if he were to win it, I really don't think there's a wrong answer in this MVP race. But where do you fall? Has Cal already won it, or does he need to do a little bit more?
I think honestly, it would help obviously if he gets to 62.
Right.
Then I feel like you really don't have much of an argument. But I think the New York media is going to be the New York media. They're just going to do what they do. Listening to like Mad Dog and others, and like I know they don't speak for everybody. They don't speak for everybody, but it's so insane that they're just giving it. They're not even considering Cal Raleigh because they're also saying it's not like how we've been saying Aaron Judge carries the Yankees. Cal Raleigh isn't carrying the Mariners.
He's got all these guys around him.
Oh my gosh!
Shut
Yankees
up.
have what, the third highest payroll in baseball?
Yeah.
The Mariners have patchworked this together, and nobody saw this coming from Cal Raleigh.
They didn't do anything in the offseason.
Nothing. Literally only at the trade deadline.
Yep.
And Cal had no help, and he's been crushing. I mean, the pace that he's been setting, he's been on pace for 62 homers for,
Actually, one of my favorite stats comes from Matt Lovelace. He works at Wazoo as I think he does on-air stuff. He's also a professor at the communications department. On April 23rd, Cal was on pace for 61 home runs. On May 30th, he was on pace for 61 home runs. On June 18th, he was on pace for 61 home runs. On August 5th, he was on pace for 61 home runs. And last night when he tweeted this, he's on pace for 61 home runs.
That's insane.
He's been doing it through the entire season. It's crazy. And, the whole argument of the Mariners having guys around Cal, think about early in the season when, right now, I mean, in the month of September, I checked this stat a couple of days ago. I said it on Wednesday. The Mariners have 5 guys with a WRC plus in the month of September of 150 or more. Crazy to have 5 guys rolling like that in the lineup. And it speaks to their current success. But you go back to May, June. I mean, this team was just being slugged along by Cal Raleigh. He was the only guy. So you sort of have to pitch to Cal Raleigh right now. Back in May and June when he was just torching guys, I mean, guys were pitching around him. He was patient. He was taking his walks, but he was still doing damage in the very limited opportunities that he had.
Yeah.
And it's the collection, the consistency over this entire season. That's why he is where he is today.
No, that was such a good point too.
It's crazy.
And there was a really big stretch where nobody would pitch to him. The Rangers, I mean, over and over again, like multiple games.
Man, that series
so
was
frustrating. Was that the extra innings where they a bunch of?
I think so. Yeah.
I think the argument that I think people will try to make, and I think it part of it is fair. It's like, who is the greatest player? Like, it's like people wanting to recognize LeBron James multiple times as the best player in the league for multiple years, but he didn't win the MVP because somebody else stepped up that year. But in my opinion, like, there's no debate that Cal Raleigh is more valuable to the Mariners than Aaron Judge is to the New York Yankees and to baseball. Like, to baseball in general, he's changing the catcher position. You cannot let this season go without recognizing Cal Raleigh as the MVP. And I get that, like, Aaron Judge has phenomenal numbers. He does. We'll recognize that. If New York media
50 home
doesn't
runs
want
and a 320 batting average is pretty crazy.
Right?
It's OPS plus a 210.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
He's otherworldly. Like, there's no doubt about it. But we can recognize that. New York media, you have to recognize what Cal Raleigh is doing is freakish.
Yeah.
And you have to recognize a freakish season. Aaron Judge, I think, will have more MVPs to his name, but this is somebody else's.
It's never going to happen again.
No,
ever.
No.
It's never ever going to happen again. And I said off the top of this conversation, I sort of understand where the Judge argument comes from. The argument against Cal Raleigh, I've failed to find one that I can fully get behind. Like, for Judge, absolutely, his OPS plus is up there with prime Barry Bonds in, like, the history of baseball. I mean, it's like one of the best all around seasons we've ever seen. Cal Raleigh, this is the best unequivocally catcher season we will ever see.
Yeah.
Guarantee. I mean, nobody is ever going to touch what Cal Raleigh has done this season.
No chance.
So for me, I lean Cal Raleigh. I don't think it's the slam dunk that all of when I try to step back and look at this from an unbiased perspective, I don't think it's a slam dunk. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way. My vote would be for Cal Raleigh, and it wouldn't be easy, honestly.
Yeah.
But the arguments that the New York media is making against Cal Raleigh make
no sense.
Zero sense. I mean, it is the most, like, whiny, pouty, just searching for something to diminish Cal's accomplishments compared to trying to raise up Aaron Judge. And I feel like here in Seattle, we're so good at just, appreciating Cal's greatness.
Appreciating the greatness of Aaron Judge.
Absolutely.
But I really think if he were to get to 62, there's just no
You just
argument.
can't. Or if he breaks it at 63.
Your own guy, New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your own guy's
you can't
number.
do anything about it. And the ball that Cal hit to the warning track last night would have been a home run in Yankee Stadium.
Thank you.
It's pretty crazy.
Before
we move on to the Seahawks, so Brian Wu threw yesterday for the first time. Looks like Daniel Kramer saying he's on a 5-day progression, trying to get back into that routine. Looks like that would set him up to start game 2. I'm assuming probably Logan Gilbert
Saturday.
game 1.
Sunday, sorry.
Yeah. Who's game 3? Luis just had probably his best start of the year.
Yeah.
Kirby's been better.
Kirby has been better.
What are you doing? You going
That's
Big Tex, Bryce Miller?
Big Tex.
No, probably not.
Just throw total wild
Yeah.
That's such a tough decision for Dan Wilson. And I honestly lean toward Luis Castillo for Dan Wilson's decision because he is a veteran guy and loves to give the respect. And
what would you do?
I would pitch Kirby. Yeah. He's on a heater. And Luis, he's still a very, very important guy in this clubhouse, but I think Kirby has the fire that he needs to be. You need to let that horse run.
Yeah.
And Castillo would be fine by waiting it out and maybe being the next. But you got to roll with your top horses right now.
It's hard.
And in terms of velocity, in terms of stuff, in terms of how he's rolling. I mean, I know Kirby, the big strikeout games are against the Angels, like they're not the best teams, right? I think both 14 strikeout games were against the Angels this year for him.
Interesting.
So not the best lineup, but I mean, it's a great problem to have. I lean toward Kirby.
Embarrassment of riches.
Embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
I think Dan, his heart will lean toward Castillo, but if he has conversations with Pete Woodworth, they might lean toward Kirby and just go.
That's interesting.
Go.
I'm sort of leaning Castillo, and I think his last 3 starts, I've seen enough from Luis Castillo. Like, Luis has the track record in the playoffs. I mean, the last time the Mariners were in the playoffs, that incredible start against the Blue Jays. Kirby hasn't been a snob either.
Yeah,
I think
the one game. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a situation where you ride the hot hand, like you go with either. And I think Kirby's stuff works better out of the bullpen, which is where if maybe Kirby is marginally better as a starter, but Luis would just be that difference is made up negatively if you have Luis in the bullpen versus in the rotation.
Yeah.
I sort of lean Castillo because of the veteran presence. He's been there. He's done that. Not that Kirby hasn't, but Luis
Castillo
a little bit more. So yeah, absolutely.
No, you're right.
So, and the velocity's back up as well. So you're seeing a lot of good things. Like the past 3 starts for Luis. I mean, he's got a sub-2 ERA or something like that. I've
been so locked in on Seahawks pregame and postgame.
I know,
stuff
right?
Where I'm
I mean, but Kirby's been incredible too. So
no, that's good to hear.
It's a really tough decision, and I think it's the same thing with the MVP. Like there really isn't a wrong choice, which is it's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
I would lean Luis, Kirby in the bullpen, and if you got to go quick hook for Luis, you got Kirby right there that's ready to give you 3 innings. Like maybe you go Luis, 3 2/3 if he gets into trouble, and then you throw Kirby to get to the back end of your bullpen.
Terrifying.
Absolutely. And then you've got Bryce Miller back there too. Like this Mariners pitching staff is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I do hope that they revert back to the form of last season. I don't think they're ever going to be that good again collectively, but that they have it in them.
Yeah.
And it just makes them a really scary team to play in October.
And the only question I have is, can they take it on the road? Can they at least be more serviceable on the road? Because at home, you're not worried about any of them.
Well, and how important was it for them to lock up the 2 seed and guaranteed home field in the ALDS, considering what they've won 21 of... No, it's more, 22 of 25
22
at
of
home?
25, yeah. They were 21 and
3, and then they won last night. So I mean, that is just otherworldly. So the Mariners are playing their best ball in September, which is not something that we've said the past couple of years. So a very good thing to see, and we're gonna be looking out for them. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And ALDS is on Fox. ALCS is on Fox.
World Series is on Fox.
13,
so come check us out.
And FS1.
Yep, and FS1, our Fox family of stations, and we're going to be covering it right here on the sidelines the entire postseason. So keep it right here. Let's talk Seahawks. And honestly, we just naturally ended up talking Mariners first. I wanted to have this bonus episode for the Seahawks to get reaction because we sort of talked Mariners, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have the full picture of Mariners now. It's just so crazy. I'm sort of starting to process it more now.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. We talked about that. The Seahawks are 3-1. The Seattle Seahawks are 3-1 for all the talk over the offseason of Vegas not being very high on this team. They go into Pittsburgh as underdogs without their best defensive player in Devin Witherspoon. Nicky Manwari's out, a big part of that big nickel package on defense. They go in and beat them. They beat the Saints, a team you expected to beat, and then short week on the road, divisional rival against the Arizona Cardinals. They went in, took care of business. It was always going to be sloppy, right?
Yeah.
It was always going to be sloppy.
Yeah. And what I liked about, so obviously it came down to the fourth quarter, really the final 2 drives for the Arizona Cardinals, where they were able to get within a score, 5 minutes to go, and then they tied the game, right? And it gave the Seahawks, apparently 28 seconds is too much for the Seahawks. Don't give them 28 seconds and a terrible kick. They're benefiting from this new kickoff rule.
They are. Jay Harbaugh has taken so much advantage of it. And Jason Myers, to his credit, has been able to execute those shorter kicks.
Yep.
Because I don't think that's the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, definitely not.
That takes a lot of control out of your kicker.
Control.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're inside of a dome, so you do have that when you're in Glendale. But to be short of the landing zone, to set the Seahawks up on the 40-yard line, it was nerve-wracking though. And what Mike McDonald said today was that Arizona goes to their no-huddle offense faster than what the Seahawks were expecting. So because they were close and they kept targeting Marvin Harrison, and that's Devin Witherspoon. Like Brian Walters, former Seahawk receiver that was on the show with us, was kind of saying like it's almost like they're kind of picking on Devin Witherspoon, but it's also because you want Devin Witherspoon on their best receiver.
Yeah.
And
they're going to go to their guy no matter what. No matter what the defense does.
Yeah, and no matter how many drops Marvin Harrison had before, he had a rough game. And when he got that touchdown, it was like Brian said, there's nothing really Devin Witherspoon can do about that. He's
when you see that sigh of relief from Marvin right
big
after
time,
he
where
caught
he's
it
like
too.
on the ground.
Oh my god, yeah. It was sort of like
crying.
the Mitch Garver grand slam against the Braves a couple years back. Like I mean, it was just the sigh of relief. Like I mean, Marvin Harrison was going through it.
Big time.
And I mean, that slant,
season.
Kyler Murray puts it right in his chest, and he just sort of fumbles it right into Ernest Jones's lap.
That was bad. I mean, Ernest Jones just took it, and
especially after the drop from last week.
Yeah, to make it into a turnover, and then he was crucial. Marvin Harrison was crucial on the final touchdown drive. They obviously went to DeMarcado for the
touchdown, but Marvin gets him down.
Marvin gets him down there. So Arizona was on a heater at the end, and I think the fact that the Seahawks continue to handle these teams on the road when they're getting hot, and like Steelers had their moment, right? But then the Seahawks kind of pulled away in the second half. But to see them do it against Arizona, a very volatile quarterback that can change a game at any moment, even though they've dominated. I mean, Kyler Murray is 2-9 against the Seahawks now as a starter. To see them do it on the road, on a short week, short prep for both teams. Yep. But I think it's really impressive to see them go 3-1 for the second time. Like they were 3-1 last year to start the season. And Sam Darnold, to your point about Vegas and everybody picking against the Seahawks, it's because of Sam Darnold. He has been pretty much unbelievable. Coming into that game, he was the number 1 rated PFF passer. Yesterday, this is from Brady Henderson of ESPN, he went 7 of 8 for 144 yards and a touchdown on passes of 10+ yards. And that ties the best completion rate of his career on such throws. Meaning he's been better this year. He was better in this game than he was in Minnesota.
And he's the best in the NFL. I had the same stat pulled up. Best in the NFL on those throws in the entire league this season.
There you go. I mean, that's crazy. Incredible. So it's not just his own season. It's his own career high. And then Sheil Kapadia, the Seahawks, 21% of their pass plays have produced an explosive completion. That's the highest rate in the NFL. Yeah. You don't look at this offense naturally. Maybe the New Orleans game, everything was explosive. Right. And say, like, this is an explosive offense. But JSN is leading the league in explosive catches. I think he now has 11 after last night. He had 9 going in. You just see the play action. Even when the run game isn't working, it's still their identity, I think. They want it to be. Yeah. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing it more pay off in the pass game, which is kind of ironic. And I think they've been so much fun to watch, and especially in that game last night to go 23-20, take advantage of mistakes from the other team, which they did against New Orleans. Make him pay. And they did it against the Steelers. The Steelers were the highest paid defense in the NFL.
Wow, I did not know that.
And they took it to them. I mean, they're proving maybe not to be the best defense in the NFL, but the Seahawks, I mean, Sam Darnold is making smart decisions when you compare him to Geno Smith. Geno Smith might be number 2 in the NFL with passing yards before last night. But Sam Darnold is making way better decisions.
He's been incredible. I feel like he's just his play through the first 4 games. He has raised their ceiling, in my opinion, to a team that can actually win the division and win a couple of playoff games and get into a deep playoff run. I mean, Colin Cowherd, he's been talking high on the Seahawks, this whole time. He put them, the Seahawks, in his bubble of like Super Bowl contenders. I was like, what?
Wow.
He's in there with the Eagles, the Rams, it's like it's a list of like 10 teams.
Yeah.
But the Seattle Seahawks are right there.
Recent?
This is recent. I'm pretty sure this was this morning.
Oh,
this is this morning.
Okay,
so, I mean, yeah, Sam Darnold is garnering a lot of respect around the league, and it's warranted. 28 seconds. I mean, I actually put some video together of Sam. I mean, he's making every throw, and he's minimizing mistakes. He hasn't been perfect. He had the fumble last night that luckily I believe it was Eric Saubert that fell on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, these throws are just absolutely incredible.
Nuts.
The throw to Arroyo,
he's not afraid to
incredible.
turn his back to the defense too, which was kind of like a critique from him last
year.
Well,
he's been mobile. He's been able to avoid pressure.
Yep.
And this is what he does. He scampers for 24 yards, according to Kirk Herbstreit. That is what he does. But yeah, I mean, I think he's playing well enough to elevate this team to a division win.
Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing for me.
That is a great point. And who would have thought we were higher on Sam Darnold than the rest of the national media? But I don't know if we were willing to say what you are now.
I did not pick him as the division winner at the beginning of the season. I picked them to make the wild card.
Yeah,
but now I'm seeing they can be a division winner. The Seahawks team.
And think about it. I mean, his rapport with JSN is already far better than it was between Geno and DK, between Geno and JSN. Yeah. And this is the short amount of time that they've
4 weeks in a new scheme. They just met each other.
Yeah, but it's spot on. Brian Walters, like you mentioned it too. The ball is exactly where it needs to be. Yep. It's not 2
on
inches,
time
3
and
inches
accurate.
Off, on time, accurate, predicting where your receiver's gonna be. And
throwing guys open.
Getting involved. Yeah, the fact that
the Arroyo throw and then the JSN back shoulder throw on the last drive. He's throwing guys open.
It's
incredible.
Yeah, that 32-yard catch by Elijah Arroyo, I think, is my favorite play this season by Sam Darnold.
Wow.
Or the third and long when he went to AJ Barner, I think, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
The rollout.
Yeah, that was
spun left
and then just sort of lofted it over on the left side, the boot left. Yeah, that was a fun one.
Went for 12, 13 yards.
I think the biggest thing for me, the Seahawks did capitalize on the Cardinals' mistakes. The Seahawks played a mistake-filled football game last night. You think about Kenneth Walker on the taunt. Yeah, Reek. There were some mistakes. The Kenneth Walker taunting penalty that takes him out of field goal range. Kenneth Walker running backwards on multiple occasions. How many times watching that game where we like Kenneth Walker needs to run forwards?
Yeah.
You've got the JSN hold on the Charbonnet touchdown run that would have put the game away.
Yep.
Instead, you settle for a field goal and you let the Cardinals get right back in it. So, and then the Jason Myers missed field goal.
Yeah.
There are so many mistakes and on the road, but they were able to overcome those mistakes. That's what this is. I believe it's Mike Burrell on. It was either
Times.
Mike or Matt
Yeah,
that was writing about it today.
Mike Burrell did.
Yeah, it was Mike. They overcome those mistakes. They're a good enough team that those mistakes don't haunt them. I mean, you think about this 3-1 start, they could easily be 1-3. You got the Niners loss.
Yep.
You got the Steelers loss after that first half. Down 14-7, making those mistakes on the road. You do not win a lot of those football games without your best defensive player.
Yeah,
in that building.
True.
Yeah, I mean, they were dominating that game, but to be able to overcome those mistakes,
would you
win
put
that
Spoon
game.
over Leonard Williams as your best defensive player?
Yeah, probably not right now.
Debatable.
I mean,
see how the season goes.
Spoon's been hurt, and he got beat a couple of times this past game. Coming into the season, I'd probably go Spoon.
Okay.
It's
hard.
You're making me think about it because
sorry, I had to catch you on that.
The defensive value of an interior defensive lineman is so great.
So crucial.
You're right. I'll probably go I'll go Leonard Williams, one of your best defensive players in Devin.
And Devin Witherspoon, he absolutely is.
I would go with that. And then you got the Cardinals game. You easily could have lost that game. The Kobe Bryant interception where you fumble and give it right back. He was down, by the way. I was looking at the replay.
Yeah.
I thought he was down. I thought he got grazed.
Well, there's the whole thing where was he giving himself up? Is that only applied to a quarterback?
Well, I thought it's hard to see. I thought he got touched barely on his shoulder pad by the guy that was behind him.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And you could see in a different angle that the ball didn't come out until his elbow hits the ground.
Yeah.
His elbow wasn't on the ground. You can see on that replay. Anyway, I don't know if it was conclusive enough.
Yeah.
Ethan Vision, it was good enough for me. But there were so many mistakes, and yet the Seahawks find a way to win this game. By the way, 6 sacks for this defense. Uchenna Nwosu with 2 of them.
2 of them.
How big of a difference does he make if he's healthy?
Huge,
man.
Well, and that's what we've been talking.
You weren't even betting on him for this season.
No, and especially not this early on. But the worry was okay, they have the 4th highest pressure rate in the NFL. But Derek Hall, Boye Mafe, Uchenna Nwosu, none of them had a sack.
Yeah.
And now Uchenna does, so you're kind of seeing some of that. But it's also another good point that Brian brought up. With Kyler, you're more containing him, so it's more impressive that because he wasn't getting outside.
They
very
talk
often.
so much about rushing as 4, and not individually. Leonard Williams was talking about that.
Yep.
And so I feel I think it's really easy for those edge guys to get in their heads a little bit, because they're sort of defined by their sack numbers, right? They're pass rushers.
That's how you make your money.
Yeah, exactly. So you can easily go chase that a little bit. It's similar to in baseball with guys chasing home runs and not really playing situational baseball.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really easy for a Derek Hall or a Boye Mafe in a contract year, right? Or maybe he has 1 year left.
Mafe
I think he's a contract year.
Is a contract year, yeah.
For him to just go chase sacks,
Yep.
Run off the edge, and then you just leave a lane for Kyler Murray. They weren't really doing that.
That's
Kyler had the
point.
1 run for 29 yards, and that was it, really.
Yeah, that was
on
his
the ground.
longest run.
So
yeah.
I think they're
he
doing
got pass deflections too.
those
aren't
exactly.
those aren't as crucial as sacks, but he was getting his hands on multiple.
I think it just speaks to
passes.
the buy-in to Mike McDonald's message, his culture, his process.
Yeah,
this whole team is playing as one.
And
I feel like
I think the fact that he was willing to let go of his top 2 linebackers last year was everything we needed to see in year 1 from Mike McDonald. Midway through the season, these guys aren't cutting it. It's either personality or it's the buy-in or it's the selflessness. That's not where he needs them to be. And I think what they've created now is just a monster with Ernest Jones, with Tyrese Knight. He's going to get there. But the one thing that I will harken back to a little bit, the run game still I don't feel good about. And the offensive line got pushed around a little bit in that first half. But the Ken Walker backwards runs, it's the good thing is the Cardinals defense is actually really good.
They are. That's probably the best defense they've played so far.
Yeah.
The secondary
is beat up. Their secondary is beat up, but the front line, I'd say the
Calais
Cardinals
Campbell
is better
was
than
a monster.
How does
go check out Bally's breakdowns on Twitter.
Yeah.
He had some good ones.
Good.
He was.
He's
I saw Abe Lucas had a pretty good grade from PFF. I saw some people tweeting about it, but man, there was some where Calais just swim moves right into the backfield. Man, yeah,
Late
he was.
30s?
He's 39,
39,
I think.
Yeah.
The ageless wonder.
The ageless wonder. But that front line, defensive front
good.
line is the best the Seahawks have faced. Yeah. Still kind of curious what the run game will look like against other teams. But they don't stop. And that's what you got to respect that. Ryan Grubb would kind of give up after a while. And
absolutely.
this team is relentless. That does open the play action. And the play action is where Sam Darnold is killing it. So love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, they finished with more rushing attempts than passing attempts, even though it was a lot more effective through the air. So, I mean, to establish this identity, I think you do need to be more effective on the ground, but the commitment to the identity is something that's really good to see, to your point, especially compared to last year.
Just as important, if not more.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get out of here, Huskies playing Ohio State at Husky Stadium.
Add to the weekend. This is so insane.
It's crazy.
This is
absolutely insane. Do the Huskies have a chance?
Yes, I definitely think.
What do you think happens? Score prediction? Like what? How do you think it goes?
I think it'll be close. I have to watch more of Ohio State, but I really only watched their game against Texas, and that was a low scoring game. Julian Sayin is good.
Their quarterback, right?
Yeah, he's a redshirt freshman that actually, I think he committed to DeBoer, or he was deciding between DeBoer. Chose to go to Alabama under Nick Saban, and then when DeBoer went there, he transferred to Ohio State.
Wow.
So there's kind of some parallels. Like DeBoer tried to recruit him to come to Seattle, but he's a redshirt freshman. He's coming on the road. This is his first road game away from Ohio. So the fact that it's at Husky Stadium is going to be more than sold out. That makes me nervous for Ohio State, and I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be within 4, 5, 6. I think it's going to be a really good test for the Huskies offense for the first time, because they really have not been tested by Washington State's defense, by UC Davis's defense, or by Colorado State's. But the one thing that reigns true is Jonah Coleman is a monster.
Yes.
He will go off, and he will be a problem, and I think he keeps the Huskies have a run game identity this year more than the pass. So that's where I'm kind of excited to see is, like, can you do it against the best Big Ten team? And the reigning champs. The Huskies have never beaten the #1 reigning champs. I believe they're they did it one time, 1961, in Minnesota. It's the Rose Bowl. Ago. That's a long time ago. So time to do it again. Do it again. Do it at home.
Yeah, why not? Let's repeat.
They got a chance.
And I mean, a chance for DeMond Williams to put his name into the Heisman chase a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, big opportunity for the Washington Huskies this week. Exciting time in Seattle sports. It's been a lot of fun. Alyssa Charlston-Smith, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
For having me.
For Alyssa, I'm Ethan McReynolds. See you next time on The Sidelines.
On the Sidelines is available wherever you get your podcast.